The science behind who's really in your corner. Here are 5 dark psychology facts about best friends, real versus fake friends. Brain. You think you know your best friend. But what if science says otherwise? What if the person sitting next to you, laughing with you, calling you every day, is actually one of the most toxic forces in your life? Today we are diving deep into 5 dark psychology facts that reveal the brutal truth about real versus fake friends. And trust me, fact number 4 is going to hit different. Stay until the end. Your social life may never be the same. Brain fact number 1. Fake friends trigger the same brain response as physical pain. Proven by Naomi Eisenberger, UCLA, Social Cognitive Neuroscience Lab. Have you ever felt a sharp pain in your chest after a friend let you down? Turns out, that pain is 100% real, and science can prove it. Dr. Naomi Eisenberger, a leading neuroscientist at UCLA, conducted a groundbreaking study using fMRI brain scans on participants who were socially excluded by people they trusted. The results were nothing short of shocking. The same regions of the brain that light up when you experience physical pain, specifically the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, also activated when participants felt rejected or betrayed by close friends. Think about that for a second. Your brain does not know the difference between a fake friend ghosting you and someone breaking your arm. To your nervous system, both experiences register as genuine pain signals. This is why fake friendships do not just hurt your feelings. They literally damage your mental and physical health over time. Chronic social pain caused by fake friends has been linked to elevated cortisol levels, disrupted sleep patterns, and even a weakened immune system, according to research published in the Journal of Neuroscience, 2003. The real danger? Most people normalize this pain. They tell themselves, "It's just drama," or "I'm being too sensitive." But your body is sending you a very clear signal. This person is hurting you. Real friends, by contrast, activate the brain's reward centers, releasing dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals associated with safety, love, and trust. Real friendship literally feels good at a biological level. Fake friendship, at that same biological level, feels like being punched, repeatedly. So the next time someone's behavior leaves you with that sinking, heavy feeling in your chest, don't ignore it. That is not you being dramatic. That is your brain telling you the truth that your heart hasn't accepted yet. Brain fact number 2, fake friends are experts at mirroring, and science calls it parasocial mimicry. Proved by Dr. Tanya Chartrand and Dr. John Barg, New York University. Ever wonder why fake friends feel so real at first? Why you connected with them so easily? Why it felt like they just got you from the very beginning? There is a dark psychological reason for that, and researchers at New York University have studied it in detail. Dr. Tanya Chartrand and Dr. John Barg discovered a phenomenon called the chameleon effect, the unconscious human tendency to mimic the gestures, postures, mannerisms, and speech patterns of people we interact with. In healthy relationships, this mirroring happens naturally and builds genuine connection and empathy. But here is where it gets dark. Certain personality types, particularly those with narcissistic or sociopathic tendencies, learn to use mirroring consciously and deliberately. They study you. They notice what you value, what makes you laugh, what your insecurities are. Then they reflect all of that back at you, making you feel deeply understood, seen, and valued. This is not connection. This is manipulation dressed up as friendship. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals who engage in deliberate mimicry were rated as significantly more likable, trustworthy, and relatable by their targets, even when those targets were later told the mimicry was intentional. In other words, even when you know someone was faking it, your brain still remembered them fondly. That is how powerful this psychological trick is. The warning signs that mirroring is fake rather than genuine include the friendship moving unusually fast, the other person seeming to have no strong opinions of their own, always agreeing with you early on, and then slowly, once the bond is formed, beginning to contradict, compete with, or undermine you. Real friends have their own identity. They disagree with you. Brain fact number 3. Fake friends unconsciously lower your ambition. The crab mentality effect. Proven by Dr. David McClelland, Harvard University, Social Motivation Research. Here is one that most people never see coming, and it might be the most dangerous fact on this entire list. Harvard psychologist Dr. David McClelland spent decades researching human motivation and achievement. One of his most cited findings is both simple and devastating. The people you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. But what happens when those people, your so-called best friends, are secretly threatened by your growth? This is what psychologists call crab mentality, a term inspired by the behavior of crabs in a bucket. When one crab tries to climb out, the others pull it back down. Not out of evil intent necessarily, but out of instinct, insecurity, and self-preservation. Research in social comparison theory, originally developed by psychologist Leon Festinger, shows that humans constantly evaluate themselves relative to those around them. When a close friend begins to succeed, getting promoted, losing weight, finding love, building a business, fake friends experience what researchers call malicious envy, a form of envy that motivates them to undermine rather than celebrate. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that people with fake or superficial friendships were significantly more likely to experience subtle discouragement from peers when pursuing ambitious goals, often disguised as concern, realism, or just being honest. Always pay attention to how your friends respond when something good happens to you. That reaction reveals everything. Brain fact number 4. You can scientifically detect a fake friend through reciprocity imbalance. Proved by Oxford University. This is the fact we promised would hit different, and here it is. Psychologist Dr. Robert Cialdini, author of the legendary book Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, identified reciprocity as one of the most fundamental principles of human social behavior. In genuine relationships, giving and receiving naturally balance out over time. Neither person keeps score, but the exchange remains roughly equal. Meanwhile, Robin Dunbar of Oxford University, the man behind Dunbar's number, the theory that humans can only maintain about 150 stable social relationships, found through his research that true close friendships are defined by mutual investment. Both parties show up. Both parties initiate. Both parties sacrifice for the other. When this balance is broken, when one person is always reaching out, always giving, always making effort while the other receives, takes, and goes quiet when not needed, what you have is not a friendship. It is a transaction. And you are the one being used. The psychological term for this is reciprocity imbalance, and studies show it is one of the most reliable and measurable indicators of friendship authenticity. Here is a simple but powerful test backed by this research. Stop initiating for 2 weeks. Do not text first. Do not make plans first. Do not check in first. Simply observe. Real friends will notice the silence and reach out. Fake friends will simply disappear. Or only reappear when they need something. This is not pessimism. This is science. Dunbar's research confirms that the top tier of genuine friendship, what he calls your support clique, of 3 to 5 people, is defined by consistent, mutual, unprompted effort on both sides. Fact number 5. Fake friends are scientifically more dangerous to your health than enemies. Proven by Dr. Julianne Holt-Lundstad, Brigham Young University. Save this one. Share this one. Because this might be the most important psychological fact you ever hear about friendship. Most people assume that the biggest social threats to their health are enemies, critics, and toxic strangers. But groundbreaking research from Dr. Julianne Holt-Lundstad at Brigham Young University, one of the world's leading researchers on social relationships and health, reveals something far more unsettling. Ambivalent relationships, people you are unsure about, people who are sometimes kind and sometimes cruel, people who support you publicly and undermine you privately, are more harmful to your cardiovascular health than people you openly dislike. In a landmark study published in the Annals of Behavioral Medicine, participants wore blood pressure monitors throughout their daily interactions. The findings were staggering. Blood pressure spiked higher during interactions with ambivalent friends, fake friends, than during interactions with known enemies or people the participants openly disliked. Why? Because your nervous system knows how to handle a clear threat. It activates, it protects, it moves on. But an unpredictable friend, someone who could be warm or cold, supportive or sabotaging, keeps your nervous system in a constant state of low-grade stress. Always bracing. Always uncertain. Always spending psychological energy trying to decode their behavior. Over time, this chronic stress response accelerates inflammation, weakens the immune system, disrupts sleep, and significantly increases the risk of heart disease, according to Holt-Lundstad's wider body of research, which has been cited by the American Psychological Association as foundational work in the study of social health. She famously concluded that loneliness and toxic social connections are as damaging to long-term our health. So there you have learned 5 dark psychology facts about real versus fake friends, all backed by science, research, and some of the greatest minds in psychology. Here is what I want to leave you with today. Friendship is not about the number of people in your life. It is about the quality of the energy those people bring into it. One real friend is worth 1,000 fake ones. And your mind, your body, and your future self are all counting on you to know the difference. Drop a comment below and tell me, which fact hit you the hardest? Thumbs up like this video if it gave you something to think about. Bell subscribe because every week we bring you psychology content that actually changes how you see the world. Outbox Stray, share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Until next time, protect your peace, guard your circle, and remember, real ones stay. Folded hands, dark skin tone.